Good morning, everybody. Good morning. Good morning. It is Monday morning. This is the wake up call. I'm happy to be here. I hope that you are. If you're watching this on the rebroadcast at whatever time that you're watching it, hello, everybody. Mornings can be rough. If that's you this morning, completely understand. It is Monday and we are getting into it on the wake up call. Today, we're talking about teamwork that makes the dream work. It's the old cliche, and it's so true. And I'm going to be relating this to volunteering, but I'm also going to be talking about my team. And so I'm going to present them to you a little bit more in detail and what they do here and why they're here and how all of a sudden I went from being a entrepreneur on my own with a, you know, just one-on-one consulting to now a corporation with a team of three other people with me. So we're four people. How did that happen? So if you are watching this morning, good morning. If you're so inclined, put something in the chat. If you're watching on the rebroadcast, put something in the comments. I will come and check that out and tell you all about whatever your comment is if you have a question. All right, so good morning again. Bonjour, Francine, comment ça va? If you have a French question, please feel free to answer that or put that in the comment box as well. Je parle les deux langues. So good morning. This morning, if you're following me on social media, which my links are all in the description of this YouTube, you can go there and check it out as well because I give other tips as well and information there on the daily. I posted a card, a quote this morning. It's going to be a series. So right now I have a series of a bunch of them, and they're all on volunteering and giving your time. And it's not just a quote though. I included something of value, and it's a tip, so you can get some, it's I wanted to leave you with a little bit more information. So the tip or the quote this morning is the most valuable gift you can give is your time. If it's not appreciated, it's their loss, not yours. And that's a little bold, isn't it? That's a little bold. And I admit that, if it's not, if you're not appreciated somewhere, find somewhere else to give your time and your energy because that's all you got. That's all you have. And if you can give that to an organization and they bring it back and they invest in you, then that's super important. So the tip here at the bottom of the card, if you're looking at that quote, it says encourage volunteers to openly communicate their concerns and experiences and be receptive to that feedback. So if you're an organization and you have a whole host of volunteers doing anything, like whether they're on your board or whether they're helping you with events or fundraising or serving sandwiches or whatnot, if they are coming to you with concerns and they are your eyes and ears on the floor in the organization, in the community, and they come to you with some concerns and some questions or things like that, just you know listen first of all, and put something in motion. If they come to you with a complaint or with an experience that they had, show them that you take it seriously and show them that they're valued and that you'll do something about it, because there is nothing worse than going to volunteer and to express some kind of like discomfort or discontent or opinions or ideas that you're like super pumped to tell them about, and they don't implement, or they don't give you any feedback, or they don't feel like that it's they should be taking time to do that. So if you are an organization dealing with volunteers or you're a volunteer, ensure that there is a way that you can share these opinions and thoughts. And if you can't, then you want to question whether or not they're very open to that kind of feedback. So I think that that's super important as a volunteer and as a team member of an organization, because as a volunteer, you're part of their team and you should feel like that. You should feel like you're part of that team. You should feel special and valued, and they should be saying thank you. And you shouldn't be leaving a volunteer experience feeling like you didn't contribute. Because if you're feeling like that, you might want to evaluate if you're giving your time to the right organization. Yes. So last week we did a lot of things. We talked a lot about governance and governance tools and governance practices and best practices and so on. And this week I'm starting a little bit differently. I'm going to tell you about LMD Solutions and the team that I have put together. You know, I started this year off, or I ended off last year as a sole entrepreneur, doing things on my own. And I've been doing that for the last decade or so, and with various partnerships along the way. And this year I incorporated my business, so which is a big goal for me. Uh, it was a big step, because it comes to a point where the organization is growing in different ways, and incorporating just seemed like a good fit at this time for me, and so we did that. And then I needed some support. Then I needed some support. That being said, so my team members, I have three people. I have Matt, I have Megan, and I have Mel. And to work with me, you need to start with an M. My business is called LMD Solutions. I needed, like, I'm Lynn, L, Dupuis, Du, and I needed some M's in the middle. So I got a Mel, I got a Megan, I got a Matt, right? I needed that. So, Matt, who actually has been working with me probably like over 6 years now. So he's been in the background, on and off. Um, he's been doing various things like analysis and putting together documents, and on the side. If you're lucky to have him in one of your projects or one of your meetings, or he's facilitating with me, you'll see that he's a great analyst. He's a great strategic thinker. He's a good big picture person, and he's forward thinking. He's younger. He's got different ideas, and he's gone to business school, and so it's a brain that I really appreciate having on my team. He's also a professional musician and has his own business doing musical direction and performance and tour managing, and he's got his own podcast, and he lives in Toronto, and he also happens to be my son. We don't always say that, but now the secret's out. So I've kind of raised him. And we have a similar brain. He's watched me do this business for 12 years now. He's watched me strategically think and build and work on projects, and he's like a little carbon copy of me. So I really enjoy working with him. And so that is my first one. Megan is the second associate. She is sharp, efficient. She's knowledgeable in healthcare. She's good in governance. She's good in policies and procedures and project management. She knows her tools. She knows her technology. She knows what's good. She's very strong, very good communicator. I met her several years ago through other projects that I was working on. And then one day we went for coffee. She wanted to talk to me. A lot of people say that. I'd like to go to coffee for coffee with you, to talk about stuff. And so I did. I went to have a coffee with Megan, and she told me all about her aspirations. And she was leaving for Toronto, and she was going to go work and continue her education. So she got, in the meantime, got a master's, and then several years later, now she's back, or she still lives in Toronto, but she contacted me and said, it's time. So she started her own thing. So she's working. She has a company called Impact Consulting, and Impact is a great name. So look for that. I'll put the comment. I'll put it in the comments. I'll put everybody. You can go on my website. I put the link there this morning in the chat. You can go on the website and look at all the bios. Yeah, that would be fun. Go check that out. Check everybody's pictures out if you want. So Megan has been a real asset, because in meetings, she's a strategic thinker. She thinks about that, about all the steps, and she sets us up technology wise, and spits out ideas and thinks a lot faster than I do. So It helps a lot in our meetings. The last piece of the puzzle, the other M, is Mel. So Mel Rollins is the numbers girl, and she was. I brought Mel on. I've known her for several years, for a lifetime already, and I brought Mel on this year after I incorporated and after I was restructuring LMD Solutions. I needed help with the numbers. I needed help with the project management. There's a lot on the docket, so I wanted to make sure that what we were doing and why we were doing it was done well within the business. She knows her numbers. She has the ability to, think business. Super important. She's a serial entrepreneur. She says that herself. She has had businesses, and she's starting her own business called the Numbers Girl, and she does bookkeeping. Oh my God, everybody needs a good bookkeeper. Everybody, and she's got the ability to make you think that numbers are not scary, and if you still think that numbers is scary after you've talked to her, she'll just take it off your plate. She'll just say, "Okay, just give it to me. Give me your box of receipts, give me your things," and she will put it all together, and she will make your book do your books for you. She's also a great communicator, and she knows governance. She's been on boards, and it was just like such a great asset. And for me, brainstorming with somebody in the operations like that is super important because we talk about all the projects, all the clients, all the contracts. So it's fantastic. So there you have it. There's my dream team. It is everybody who works with me and what they do. So a lot of people will be working on the projects, the contracts, developing the RFPs. We're developing the the new what do you want to call it? The new framework. I'm going to be talking about a lot more. That has been really stimulating. If you see visuals and presentations, a lot of the time that's Matt. And if you see some technical aspects on the back end of contracts or on the back end of projects, that's like Megan and Matt as well, and analyzing the data. It's really great to have a team like this supporting LMD Solutions, and the work that is being put into LMD Solutions now is going to make us stronger. I have learned a lot over the last few years. I have made mistakes. I own them, I have transitioned a lot, and learning and implementing, and monitoring and learning and putting those things in place is only going to make L&D Solutions stronger, and is only going to make the work that I can do for any organization a lot more effective. So there you have it, the team that makes the dream work. I hope that that is fun for you to learn a little bit of the behind the scenes. We meet here at the headquarters or online a lot of the times because Megan and Matt live in Toronto, and Mel and I live here up in Northern Ontario in Sudbury. If you're watching this around the world, that's where we are. We're in Northern Ontario, and we do contracts a little bit everywhere. So this week, I'm trying to find my calendar here for this week because I want to talk to you about what we're going to be looking at. Here we go. If you don't have this calendar, just go on that link that I posted in the chat on my website and you'll get the calendar there. We're going to talk about board recruitment. All right. So one of the biggest elements, okay, of I think this is the biggest difficulty, challenge that organizations have is board recruitment and retention. All right. So they can recruit, they can't retain them, and then board members leave and or volunteers. Okay. And I have strategies that I can share with you to talk about that and the critical elements that can support good board recruitment, but also retention. Right, on Wednesday, we're going to do Ask Me Anything. And on Thursday, we're going to talk about what boards you could be on. So it's going to be part 2 of the worksheet that I gave you last week. And so, and we're going to look at that and how you can determine what boards you can be on and how do you find these things anyway. How do we make sure? We talked a lot about networking last week and meeting people and having things to say when you're at networking opportunities, right? Because networking opportunities sometimes um, we wallflower a little bit and we're not sure. But this tool that I gave you last week will enable you to set up how you can present the idea that you want to be on boards and that you could be an asset to their board if they're looking for people. And that for me is your key to starting this nonprofit governance career of being on boards or supporting organizations that you're looking to support. And we're going to talk a lot about that this week. So there you go. And on Friday, we celebrate wins. And on Friday, to be honest, I'm going to be on the road. So I might take you on the road or I might do this before I leave. I don't know. Stay tuned. I'm going to work that out because you know what? We're going on tour. We're going on tour, not me, my husband. He's a musician. And we're going out east in Eastern Ontario. So stay tuned. I'll be with them. You follow other social media for that. The Bilinguish Boys. You can follow Lynn Dupuis. I'll be on there and we'll be sharing our adventures. So have a good day. Have a good week. It's Monday. I hope it's not too rough for you. And we'll talk more about governance tomorrow on the Wake Up Call.